Okay, students, let us welcome you all to our channel Future Endeavors. This channel is fully dedicated to science and to all of those who are studying science. Now, what is the main aim of our channel or objective of our channel is to help you all understand science in a better way. I want to give you a better viewpoint of science. Till now, if you think that science is not of so much fun, I can assure you that after watching this channel, you will feel like that science is more enjoyable and more funny than you think. And I will try to help you so that you can apply the science that you are reading or studying in your classes to apply those sciences, the theories of sciences in your daily life. So this channel is completely devoted to those who want to learn science. I repeat, those who want to learn science and apply the science in a much more enjoyable manner. So let us begin. So this is our first video. I hope you will all enjoy it. Now see, if I talk of science, so science has mainly three different branches. Okay, so I can say that science is basically composed of three different branches. What are those branches? Let us see. One is physics. Many of you, I think, are quite worried about this subject as it has got some few numerical applications. Many of you fear that you will not be able to do those numericals, but I think if you understand the theories in a better way, it will be helpful to you and you can easily solve those numericals involved in physics. Likewise, the second part of this science is chemistry. Okay, so this subject deals with all the reactions, the very reactions that you may think happen in your daily life each and every day, is happening within your body, around your surroundings, everywhere. And the third part of science is biology. So this part of science deals with living matters. Everything that a living matter consists of falls under the category of biology. So if I talk of science, the very first thing that came was physics. In the beginning, there was no separate science subjects like physics, chemistry and biology. Everything were taught under physics. There was one science which was called the natural science. Okay, natural science. Everything fell under this topic, natural science. As time went on, the various parts of science were divided. First came physics, then came chemistry, and then came biology. So today we will start with physics. So let us now slowly move on to our first topic that we will be discussing is the physics. Okay. Okay, so let us start with physics. Now today, if you see in your syllabus, this subject, physics, begins with the chapter which is called matter. So today we will be mainly discussing about matter. It will be not over in one class, I can assure you. So we will require at least 2 to 3 classes to cover up this whole chapter, which is known as matter. Okay, so now let us talk of matter. I think every one of you have a little idea about what matter is. So what is matter? Basically, see, when you open your eyes, when you get up in the morning from your bed and open your eyes, whatever things you see around yourself are all referred to as matter. So matter is anything. It can be the bed on which you are sleeping at the night, the books that you are studying, the pens that you are using to write, the copies that you are using, the food that you eat. Every living or non-living can be referred to as a matter. So I can also refer myself, yourself, all living organisms around us also as matter. So if we see from the broader prospect, there are two different kinds of matter. One can be said the living matter, and the other can be said to as the non-living matter, living matter and non-living matter. So there are two matters. One is the living matter and another is the non-living matter. So there are two matters. So living matters, we the human beings, the animals, the insects, all these are living matter. Whereas the non-living matters are the books, tables, foods, water that you are drinking, all those things are non-living matters. So this is the broader classifications of matter, living and non-living. I think you must be wondering, okay, matters are of two types, living and non-living, but what is matter? How can you define it? So basically, if we want to define matter, what it can be said about, how we can define it? So see, I can say that I will refer those objects as matter which have a definite mass, okay, definite mass, plus those objects or those things that occupies a definite space, that is, it has volume, okay, that is, it has volume. And I would like to rather add another characteristics, that is, those substances that can be perceived by our senses. You know that we have mainly 5 senses. You can perceive whatever you are calling as matter by any one of those of your 5 senses. So I will only refer a substance as matter if it has all these 3 points, has definite mass, occupies a definite space or volume, and can be perceived by our senses. So summing up all these things, how can I define matter? So you may note it down. Matter can be defined as any substance that has a definite mass, occupies a definite space, that is a particular volume, and can be perceived by our senses. So these are the 3 characteristics of a matter, and you can define matter like this. Okay, so I hope by now you have understand what matter is. Okay, so matter, I can refer anything as matter which has a definite mass, has a definite volume and can be perceived by any one of our senses, that is matter. Okay, fine. So now let us think the matter that you are seeing around yourself can be found to be in three different states. So first of all, I have classified matter on whether they are living or not. On the basis of that, we have classified matter as living and non-living. Now on the basis of the state in which it is present, if you see around yourself, there are mainly three states of matter. What are those three states? Now one is solid state, solid, and is the liquid state, liquid, and is the gaseous state or gas. So these are the three states of matter that you can normally see around yourself. Normally, I have said normally. Why I am saying normally? Because see, in addition to these three states, okay, in addition to these three states, there are other two states which have been found, which have been discovered. Those two states I can say are, one is, so if I just say those additional two states of matter, what are the additional two states? Now one is plasma state, one is plasma state, okay, and the other one is the Bose-Einstein condensate, Bose-Einstein condensate, or in short it can be referred to as BEC, Bose-Einstein condensate or BEC. So you see, we can say that there are in all total 5 states of matter: solid, liquid, gas, in addition to that plasma state and Bose-Einstein condensate. Now in our lecture we will mainly cover about the various characteristics of these first three states: solid, liquid and gas. These two states are not directly in your syllabus, but we will try to briefly discuss them at the end of this chapter. So I think everybody, that all of you who are watching this video, okay, watching this video, will be with us, and I think you will definitely see those videos in which I describe about the plasma state or the Bose-Einstein condensate. Now let us moving on to our next topic. Now we will discuss, before discussing about the solid, liquid or gaseous state, we have to think about how we can describe these three states of matter. How we can describe these three states of matter? In order to describe these three states of matter, a theory has been developed. What? A theory has been developed, on the basis of which we classify the matter that are various matters that are surrounding you into solid, liquid or gas. What is the theory? Now that theory is referred to as the kinetic theory of matter. Okay, kinetic theory of matter. So what is this kinetic theory? Now see, you may be thinking, some questions may have arise in your mind, that as I am discussing matter, you may be thinking, what does matter consist of? Okay, the second question that might have come to your mind, how close are these substances, or how close are these particles that make up that matter? And the third question that probably might have come to your mind, how much do these particles move? So these three questions might have come to your mind. So in order to answer those three questions, I need to briefly describe about the kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter gives answer to all of these questions Okay, so let us think, let us understand what is the kinetic theory of matter. So this kinetic theory of matter is a theory which actually describes the various characteristics of these three states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. Characteristics of these three states of matter. Now according to this theory, it is said that matter, okay, matter it is made up of some particles. Okay, so what are these particles? Now if you see, these particles can be actually atoms, okay, atoms, or they can be molecules, atoms or molecules. Now about these atoms and molecules, we will not describe this in our physics class. We will try to discuss about these atoms and molecules in our lecture of chemistry. So just for now understand that matter is made up of small particles, and those particles can be either atoms or can be of molecules. Say if I consider the glass of water that you are drinking, if you are very thirsty right now, the glass of water that you are drinking, they consist of innumerable number of water molecules. I refer the term water molecules, not atoms. And if you think of, say, a patient admitted in a hospital who has some respiratory problem, is artificially given some oxygen, so that you might have seen an oxygen cylinder. That oxygen cylinder consists of oxygen gas, okay, and those oxygen gas are made up of oxygen molecules, okay, so those are molecules. And atoms very rarely exist alone. We will discuss this in chemistry, but if you say that if you have gotten bar of pure iron, then I can say that that bar of pure iron consists of iron atoms. So in this way I can say that whatever be the state of matter, solid, liquid or gas, those matter consist of tiny particles which can be either a atom, not a atom, lakhs of crores of atoms, or molecules. Fine. So basically this has been described by the kinetic theory of matter, where it states that matter is made up of small particles. Now this kinetic theory of matter actually has some assumptions, or has some rather I should say postulates. So what are those postulates? In this class we will end here. On the next class we will discuss about the various postulates of matter, and on those postulates we will distinguish between the solid, liquid and gaseous state of matter. Thank you.